Hey everyone, and welcome to a weekly question and answer show called Ask Avi, where I randomly pick a question from the comments below the previous episode and answer them 2 times a week. Now, since this show is still getting started, I only have a few questions that have actually been fan submitted, but this one was actually taken from a fan submission a while back. It was actually a friend of mine, Shyler, and he was like, "Hey, were you at the Xbox Live or the Xbox One press conference, and what did you think of it?" So I figured with all the Xbox and PS4 hoopla crap going around, I'd go ahead and talk about my opinions on both of the consoles, and then compare them to my platform of choice, which is the PC. So let's go ahead and get started. As far as this show goes, this show does air every Tuesday and Friday, as you can see via the thing below me. You can submit a question by leaving one in the comments or sending it to me on Twitter or Facebook. So now that all the advertising stuff's out of the way, let's go ahead and talk. Fair warning, I still have allergy problems, so if I sneeze a couple times, I've recorded this so much, I just don't even want to re-record it, so we're just going to go with it. So bear with me. But, the big thing here is, well, let's first talk about the Xbox One. So, the Xbox One was announced via a press event on May 21st. It was a Tuesday. I was busy. It was a Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't even remember. But all I know is I took over like 1,500 screenshots from that press conference for Gamersalt Weekly, the site I work for, the news gaming site I work for. Well, as far as the whole spiel goes there, the Xbox One and me, I'm just going to do this in a way of addressing complaints that other people have had. The big thing is TV, right? There's that funny video going around where all it talks about is TV, Call of Duty. I agree that was a stupid way to present to an audience. They were trying to present to a more mature, I wouldn't even say mature, rather, but just a different demographic, which is the older individuals who may want to have this in their home who maybe aren't gamers. In which case, the TV features, I think, are a very interesting piece, despite the fact that we now know they're going to be run by Comcast, which is, But anyway, I've been dealing with Comcast for a while. But I mean, I think the TV features are kind of cool, and the fact that Kinect's integrated directly into the TV, I think, is extremely interesting. Speaking of which, a lot of people are complaining about Kinect being an integral part of this console. I have a Kinect. I don't like it, but it has the chance to be successful. For example, in games like Dead Space 3, did not enjoy it at all. In games like Mass Effect 3, it is crucial to me playing, because I can bark out squad commands and it works. So they've proven that the voice recognition software can work and work very well, which is a huge deal for a lot of gamers. And I think that's where Kinect can be successful. But if they make it more conversational, which they did with the Xbox One, right? Especially with the TV. Like, he was able to say, sci-fi, watch sci-fi, show me sci-fi, all that. So it's more conversational than it actually is, like, straightforward. It's actually really interesting. There was also EA Sports. I don't like sports games. I never will like sports games. If I want to go play a sport, I'll go play a sport. That's kind of what I sit on. But fantasy football, okay, was extremely interesting. The fact that it can automatically update fantasy football team stats in the little sidebar during a game that you're watching on ESPN, I think is fantastic. I think that's actually really cool that people will be able to do that. And that could be a selling point for the console for a lot of hardcore fantasy football fans, especially if it replaces their TV box. So there's a lot of interesting things that kind of came up that people were skeptical about. The other big thing with the Xbox One is everyone was complaining about the look. And this is what I have to say to that. Why change what already works? Yeah, it looks like a VCR box. Okay, it's a box. It's an Xbox. It plays games. That's what you want it to do. That's what it does. It's updated. Ba-boom. Now, it's true that the Xbox One is the worst, technically speaking. Its RAM, I believe, is a little bit behind the PS4's. But, you know, there's really nothing you can do about that. That's just a design choice. It's still a lot better, and you're really not going to see that big of a difference if you're an Xbox fan over the PlayStation. A lot of people were complaining that Xbox Live still isn't free. I am totally okay with that. Unless PlayStation Plus goes free, which it never will, you're not going to have a better online experience on the Sony console. That's free, so to speak. Like, PlayStation Plus is a great experience, but free PlayStation Online is not going to be comparable to Xbox, just outside the fact that it's free. Xbox Live is an amazing service. It comes with all of these great things, including the new TV features and all this other stuff. I've been a member of Xbox Live Gold for almost 7 years, or almost 8 years now, and I have always paid my bill. I've never regretted it. I've never once said, I don't think I'll pay for Xbox Live this time around. So, there's a lot of stuff there that people are complaining about. Call of Duty, I'm not even going to get into. That'll be a separate Ask Avi if someone happens to answer that question or ask that question, because Call of Duty was terrible. I hated the presentation of Ghosts. It looks pretty, but it suffers from all the same problems. You don't see your hands, you don't see your feet when you vault, you don't see your body go over. There's no movement. It's just an arcade game, and I don't like that. That's not how they should advance a game. Done. And throwing a dog in there, wham emotions. To quote my friend Andrew Gregory, no, you don't, no, it's going to be the same game. I already could pick out probably 30 of the same animations that were shown in the trailer, so I'm not even going to talk about that because I'll go off about it. While there are cool aspects like character customization, everything like that, I think that's awesome, but that'll be a whole nother Ask Avi episode, talking about Call of Duty. Now, another thing about the Xbox One I want to point out that is very impressive is they are having 300,000 servers to support Xbox Live. That is a lot of servers compared to the current 100,000. That's almost tripled, which is huge. That'll allow, and people don't even talk about this, that'll allow you to have 1,000 friends on your Xbox Live list, have a faster connection to most games. Also, you'll be able to play with more players. This supports more players, so their networks will be able to host online Battlefield matches of 64 players instead of 32. These are things that, I feel everyone skipped over because they were too busy complaining about TV, which, I get. TV was a big part of the presentation. It shouldn't have been. They obviously weren't appealing the right way. But the big thing, too, is E3 is 2 weeks away, now a week away almost. It's coming. They don't want to show off the games, and a good quote that one of my live streamers actually put out there was, when you buy a smartphone or a phone, you never ask if it can call people, right? Because you know it can. It's the same with the Xbox and the PlayStation. They'll be able to play games. It's not something they really want to show off. That's technically innovative. That's where E3 is. This is just a presentation for the actual console. Now, moving from the Xbox to the PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 hasn't even shown off their console yet. I don't like that. They teased it like a Victoria's Secret model commercial where they have it's flashy, it's black. These are the fans, and this is the front, and then it's got PlayStation on it. And it's like, no, just show us the console. It's not that big of a deal. They're making it into some Victoria's Secret fashion show where it doesn't need to be. Done. Show us the console. That's it. That's a problem. That's a big problem I have with Sony. The other thing, too, is the touchpad on the controller is totally unnecessary. I have no idea where they're going with that. I don't want a touch screen on my controller. On my controller, too, because I'll just use the controller. I don't want a touch screen on it. For example, I used to work at Best Buy. I sold Windows 8 touchscreen computers for the longest time. No one wants them. There's a couple people that do, mainly older folks, because it's easier for them. But they're just using their computer for internet, taxes, and Facebook. If you're actually going to be gaming, the touchscreens have no place in a console gaming system, in my opinion. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but look at the Wii U, right? The Wii U was supposed to be cool, and the Wii U has very, very awesome pieces to it, but it's also very unnecessary. For example, in the Batman game, you use the Wii U touchscreen to mess with your inventory. I don't know about you, I'd much rather just use my D-pad because that's what I'm used to, that's what works, and I don't want to have to go out of my way to access certain menus and items. That's simple. So I'm not a fan of the PlayStation 4 touchpad at all. One thing, too, that the PlayStation 4 really kicked up and, said they want to push social media on their console. No, don't do it. Especially because they talked about using your real name online. That's something that, quite frankly, no one wants. I don't know about you. I don't want my real name online, even though I know almost all of you know my real name. It's Nick Bayshore. Ooh, but I still don't want that there because part of the online experience is the alias that, hey, it's fun to be Avialence. That's me. That's who I am. And that's the big part that I really want on my online. I don't think it's that big of a deal. So them to push that really bothers me. Also, they talked a lot about the social media sharing, being able to share clips and videos online. I'm here on YouTube, so obviously I support the social media sharing. But the thing that a lot of people don't understand is that stuff won't be as high quality as you want it to be. This is a very new feature. Take Call of Duty Black Ops 2 streaming directly to Twitch, right? You can do that, but what happens? Constantly disconnected, 360p, doesn't come out well. I stream everything in 1080p HD. I publish everything in 1080p HD. That's what you want to see online. And the other thing too is that not all these people, not everybody has amazing internet connections to be able to do all this stuff. So all these features are kind of wasted. Now, what I will tell you that I liked about the PlayStation 4 is the PlayStation 4 did do their press conference early, but they broke it up into so many sections it was a little frustrating to cover, right, as a journalist. A member of our staff, Nikki, was constantly talking about how much of a pain it was to cover all the PlayStation news because they kept like sending out little tiny pieces to keep everybody happy, and it was like, no, it was just really annoying. But you know, whatever. The other thing too, PlayStation had some great games. They showed off some great games. I really like how they're supporting indie developers. That is huge for me. I love games like Don't Starve. And by the way, since I just said Don't Starve, shout out to Lori. Lori is one of my awesome friends that I met through Curb Stomp modeling and stuff. And she is a hardcore Don't Starve fan. Go check her out. She's awesome. But she's elite on that game. Just elite. That's ridiculous. Anyway, though, so the big idea there is, though, that them being able to back and really fund these indie games are great. I love that because those indie games have some of the coolest ideas ever. And I don't like that they're not being funded by other parties. I mean, they have these really great ideas and they want to put them out there. Look at Journey. Journey was a game that was Game of the Year in most circumstances, and it was totally worth it. So you have that, and I think that's really amazing. And I think a lot of those games deserve attention. And really, guys, that's kind of the sum up. I mean, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I think Xbox One is a good name for the platform they're working on. All of your entertainment in one box. It works. PlayStation 4, I mean, yay, PlayStation 4. They're both nice systems. They're both upgraded. And this is coming from a guy who started on the consoles, right? I mean, I started on console. I have my Xbox. I have my PlayStation. I play both avidly. I mean, I play both of them. I started on Sony and went to Microsoft, and then I just said screw it, and I just bought both of them from there, from the PlayStation 2 up. From the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox up. I mean, they're both great systems. But then I bought a PC, and PC's better. I've had so many people arguing with me that they want a console that's technically up to date, which I was cracking up at because the PlayStation hardware and the Xbox hardware are about 2 years outdated compared to current top-end PCs, if not more, 2 to 4 years. That's the thing. Consoles are the cheap alternative to buying a massive gaming rig. I mean, it's that simple. Mine's kind of mediocre. Mine's right the average in-between gaming rig, and I use it for work. I use it for everything else. But the consoles don't even come close to my current computer. I mean, it's just that it's a fact of life. And I think that what they're doing is great. I'll buy both of them. I'm going to buy both of them. I have to buy both of them. I do gaming journalism, so I'm going to have to buy both. I think they're going to have a price point of $400, $500, and I think I'm going to enjoy both of them. I mean, it's a necessary upgrade. It's an overdue upgrade, but it's a necessary one. So, I mean, I'm not really fighting too much about it. You have this whole console fan war going on all over the internet, which I think is hysterical, by the way. I've seen some really, really funny stuff, and I'm just like, people really think that way. For example, the PlayStation 4 is technically up to date. No, it's not. It's 2 to 4 years outdated to top-end PCs. Sorry. I mean, you know, we have stuff like that going around, and it's slightly frustrating. So, go PC. I'm going to buy the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. I think they're both great machines, but they each have their drawbacks. Xbox One, TV's cool. Maybe I'll watch sci-fi a little more, but no. And then with the PlayStation, I don't want a touchpad controller. I think that's a stupid idea. And I really don't want my social media sites all over my console because I'm a gamer, not a Farmville person. So that's just my opinion, guys. I'll be picking up both of them. If you guys want to start a giant fanfare war in the comments, go nuts. I'm not going to respond to pretty much anything there because I've already done enough for the website I work for. But if you guys have a question for the next show of Ask Avi, please feel free to let me know in the comments below. Just leave Ask Avi somewhere in the question, and I'll pull it for the show. Also, you can submit questions via Twitter and Facebook. And remember that this show airs every Tuesday and Friday, and I'll pull one question out from whatever I've got on my plate right now, and I'll be happy to sit down here and talk to you guys about it for quite some time. So thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to toss me a like, give me a thumbs up. Also, feel free to subscribe to this channel. I do plenty of walkthroughs, gameplay. Right now, it's a lot of Warframe and Star Wars Republic at War. Plus, we're going to be doing some Skyrim next week. I also do a live stream as well, so just feel free to check out all my stuff. You'll see it in the corner down there, and I will talk to you guys then. Anyway, I will talk to you guys then, meaning next Tuesday for the next Ask Avi video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then. Have a good one, guys. Peace.